Hello everyone, welcome back to my studio. I'm Constantine, the artist, and I would like to tell you a little bit about my painting Bad Boy 3. As you can see the picture here. Basically, I'm just going to do a little bit of breakdown to give you a little bit of insight of what was happening, uh, how did I go about producing it and all this stuff. So basically, you can find all this information, by the way, in my book, The Secret to Mastering Artistic Expression and Intelligence and Mentality Theories and Information. So let's get to it. I'm just going to read it out basically from the book, and you let me know what you think. So, Bad Boy 3, this particular piece of art is a very good example of what I was talking about before regarding the line exercise. If you're familiar with my book, if you've seen any of my live chats, live art talks, say on my Instagram account, you probably know what I'm talking about, the line exercise. So, let's get back to it. So this was an old oil painting on wood that I had found. It was some abstract design, and at the time I happened to carry some Posca markers, acrylic based, as you're familiar with them, I hope. So I hope, I mean, even if you aren't, it doesn't really matter. Now you are, because I mentioned them. So I haven't built the skill of always seeing something into the randomness of brush strokes and abstract designs. I put this particular painting, Kuma. I put this particular painting. Can't really read very well. This is a self-portrait, as it would sort of appear at the time. The challenge of it was the fact that I was working in negative space. I'm talking about this stuff as well. Negative space, in terms of like having to think. Kind of like the opposite way that you normally would when you, like, let's say drawing something. Most of us anyway, our brain typically thinks about what to darken in order to make the lit surface pop up. So you focus normally on darkening, let's say like shadowing your drawing in certain areas. So it makes sense. It gives it that 3D appearance, right? So negative space. When I'm saying that, I mean that you have to think the other way around, because you already have the dark bit, and you want to use that, keep that as it is, and you want to basically focus on the lit surfaces, the ones that the light is like falling on, right? So that's what I mean by that. So that I was working in negative space as I was using the darker parts of the oil painting as the shadowed parts of the portrait, like I just said, pretty much. Not only that, it was someone else's random brush strokes, and this is important as it provides a different energy that I have to understand and collaborate with, right? So I don't know if you've ever collaborated with people, with other if you're a painter, right? Let's say a visual artist, but let's say for the sake of this example, you're a painter. Have you ever collaborated with another painter? Right? Have you? So basically, typically, how I've done it anyway in the past, it would be like I would start off a painting, then I would pass it on to the other person. They will carry on, sort of like add their own thing. We might do like a back and forth a little bit, or like I do have, they do have, boom, that's it, or vice versa. They start and I carry on and finish it off. Whichever way, it doesn't matter that much, or it does actually, but or should I say, or does it? Anyway, so you kind of have to sort of like understand what's happening there, see the energy, and work with it, right? In order to kind of like make sense. Um, it's quite like interesting, those things, like they become sort of like um, well, interesting. I'll just leave it like that. It's very interesting and exciting, fascinating. Anyway, so when I produced that painting, all I had access to were one paintbrush, a few Posca markers, a wall scraper, and some wall paint. And the results are Bad Boy 3, as you can see in the picture. If you enjoy working in negative space and or enjoy the looks of it, I highly recommend my books Into the Dark and Under the Light of the Trojan Moon. and and Inside the Mind of an Artist. That one is not published just yet, so hold on to that. There is another book that I'm working on, and it should be coming out relatively soon. I will let you know more about it. It's all like on black paper, just like the Into the Dark and Out of the Light of the Trojan Moon is. And basically, like I said before, you just work in negative space. So this is it, folks. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, enjoyed the chat. So let me know in the comments below what you think. How do you like to work, like on your own at all times? Have you ever painted with other people, or like drawn or whatever? You know, have you ever collaborated with other artists? Let's just say you do the painting, someone's playing the music, or vice versa, or like, I don't know, poetry and painting, what have you. I've done that. That was very interesting as well, I have to say. I worked with a poet. You can see the project on my Instagram account. It's called A Two-Way Portrait, right? Check it out. I'll have the link in the description for that as well. So thanks so much, and see you next time. Catch you.